Hey guys, it's Adrian. January is crazy time. It's go time. So I'm going to build you guys a workout. Eventually it's meant to be used at home like a bunch of the other ones are. I'm going absolutely zero equipment on this one. I'm going to run it the same way, which is the idea that you're trying to go as many times round as you possibly can through the circuit in 30 minutes. Okay? So I've actually got 13 exercises. Okay? If I can add right, yeah, 13. We're going to go from a standing series to a traveling series, which means I'm basically down on the ground, but I may be coming up or going up towards the ground. Then I'm going to have one where I'm basically laying on the ground doing nothing. Okay. So essentially, it's a leg series, arms, upper body series, and then more of the core abdominal area. Okay. So let me show you these. Then what I'm actually going to have to do, because this is meant for the ladies, I am going to build the guys a video as well. It's going to be a little bit more chest and legs related. I'm going to get Tara to actually demonstrate one full round through this. We're going to timer how long it takes to get one full round so you have an idea of how many times you can possibly get around in 30 minutes. If you really want to challenge every time you go to do the workout, which should only be maybe twice a week when this thing comes, is add 5 minutes to the workout. Okay, so let me show you all of the exercises. Like I said, I'll have Tara demonstrate them. First and foremost, just basic old jumping jack. I'm going to cue one single thing with that, and it has to do with your hands. Okay, when I do a jumping jack, I don't want my hands this way. Okay, I want to basically clap. Not that you need to clap, but this opens the shoulder capsule and that closes it. Okay? So I can run into impingement issues unless my hands are open and it claps. So again, you don't have to make a lot of noise, but I should get that open hand posture. Okay. Now what I'm going to be going for is 80 reps. I'm not going to show you 80 reps. Tara can do that. The 80 reps should be really fast. Now here's the thing, you get 20 minutes into this workout, you're going to be too brain dead to count 79, oh, where was I? I think I'm at 80. Count 1 to 10 as 1, so watch, I'm going to do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, and so on until I get to 8, which would be 80. Okay? It should be that fast. I'm doing that light plyometric drill to get my heart rate up. My heart rate's definitely up. Okay, alternating runner's lunges. One of my favorite lunges because it brings a lot of the hamstring glute into it. It's best if you find some kind of line. Okay, so I'm going to use this line on the floor. Actually, I'll go this way so you can see it. Runner's lunge, the reason why I call it this is really just a reverse lunge with a reach. I call it a runner's lunge though because it's sort of like what a sprinter would be like in the starting point. Okay? One major cue is the front foot. When I do this runner's lunge, I don't want my front heel coming off the ground. It needs to stay down. If you can't stay down, most likely you didn't go far enough back. Okay? Again, reaching for a line in my toes, down and up. I'm alternating sides. My chest is pretty proud here at the bottom. I'm not slumped over, my chest is pretty proud. I'm all the way up. My heel stayed down. Okay? That one's going to be 20 or 10 per leg total. Okay? Prisoner just means hands above the head. What that does, when I take this structure and I put it up here, now my heart has to pump blood all the way up to my arms. That naturally increases my heart rate. If your heart rate is too high, forget the prisoner part of this exercise, okay? If you want more heart rate, you just add the arms up higher. If you want less heart rate, I'm going to raise my arms down. So, a squat. Basic squat, okay? I want you on your toes the whole time. And if possible, as long as it's not hard on the knees, a pretty narrow stance. That helps work the bottom of the quad, which most of us could do for knee health. Again, prisoner style, I'm on my toes the whole time and I'm very upright. Okay, I don't want to fall over like I see a lot of people squatting that way. I want to be as upright as possible, balancing on my toes. If you can't sit all the way down where my hamstring's touching my calf, that's fine. A lot of people count. You might only be able to sit toilet low. I don't care. Go as low as you possibly can. Trying to stay on your toes. My heels never touched. That's 20 reps as well. One leg Romanian deadlift, one of my favorite exercises for the backside. Okay? One leg is gonna suck when it comes to balance, it's just how it goes. What we wanna do is keep soft in the knee. I'm gonna reach as far as I possibly can with the same side of my body. So I'm reaching my right hand and my right foot, okay? My right hand and my right foot are also about the same height. Okay, my foot's not down here, and it's not up here. It's like a teeter-totter. My hip is the hinge. So when my head goes up, my foot goes down. When my head goes down, my foot goes up, okay? So middle of the teeter-totter, this is one seat, this is the other, goes up, comes down at the same pace. For the advance, which is what I was showing, my whole right side of my body reaches, stand all the way back up. Whole right side of my body reaches, stand back up. Whole left side of my body reaches, stand back up. Left side of my body, stand back up. You should feel it in the hamstring, maybe a little bit in the butt. Don't lose your posture, or else you're gonna hurt your lower back, okay? Wall slides, I'm gonna flip positions. After all of that bending down and getting tired and my heart rate being high, I don't wanna be here, I don't wanna have a crappy posture, okay? It's never, wall slides are one of my favorite posture-based exercises. If you're really just feeling tired today, they're a great exercise. Put your whole body against the wall. Okay, first and foremost, if you can't do that, if I can't get my wrist against the wall with my elbows down like this, you need to go check out another video that I put up which talks about shoulder and turn rotation, and we're working on wall slides. I give a different version where you're here. Okay, but it's not part of this video. So, arms back. I'm trying to reach up the wall, slide down. Reach up the wall, slide down. More of a Y, not up. Okay, so Y, tuck my elbows down as much as I can. Y, tuck my elbows down. You do, I think I've got 20 of those. Sorry, you're doing 30 of those. Have fun with that. Okay, so 30 of those. The reason why is because it takes a good 10 to 15 to get your posture in the first place. If you don't have a wall, just keep the arms behind you as much as you can. Okay, I'm still going Y, tucking down into my back pocket as far as my elbows go. Okay, so that's the standing series. The next one I'm going to be a little bit closer to the ground. Okay, now plyo knee tucks. This was in my November video, but I did it with a push-up. So just like that jumping jack, okay, that plyometric movement got my heart rate up high. This is also meant to, wall slides obviously brought your heart rate down. So this next exercise is meant to get your heart rate back up. Okay, so you're gonna have that little bit of a boost every once in a while. In a push-up position, bang, I'm in. Step back. Don't risk jumping back. It's not that you can't, okay, we do it in burpees all the time, but if your Achilles is tight, and you go to jump back, I may jump back and go, boom, oh my calf, what did I do? Okay, don't risk it, it's not worth it. Boom, step, step, boom, step, step. If you're coordinated enough to step back with a different foot, every time, power to you. So you're just gonna get your heart rate up higher. Now ladies, this is for you. You're gonna suck at push-ups. A small handful of women I train are fantastic at push-ups. The reason why is just guys versus girls. Most girls have their muscle mass in their legs. Most guys have it in our, pretend upper body. So, as far as push-ups go, if you can't do the perfect push-up, okay, and I don't expect most of you to be able to do it, work on the down of the push-up, because most of the time it has to do with your core and your stomach and your hips not being able to hold. So we see push-ups like this, where people drop their hips or they drop their shoulders because they're not active. Okay? I'm going to try to go slow down till my chest touches. I do not care how you get back up. Top, I'm active. Chest touches first. I don't want your belly to touch first. It's a crappy push-up. Okay? This is called a negative push-up because I'm only doing the down. Again, I don't care how you get up. That perfect down will teach you strength to get back up. Okay? It's not the easiest thing to do. Get your chest or your sternum area to touch first, not your stomach. Monster kicks. These are just fun. Good oblique exercise. Push-up position. Kick the toe. Slap the toe. Slap the toe. Opposite sides. Slap the toe. Breakdancing, okay? If that's too hard for you, and some people it's going to be, because I don't want your ass way in the air when you're doing that. I'm trying to stay down. Okay? The digression, or the easier version of that, is instead of reaching for my toe, I can slap my shin, okay? Or my knee. Toe is hardest, shin is easier, knee is easiest. So easiest, harder, shin, hardest. If you're crazy, grab the toe. Grab the toe, okay? If you got that much core strength, by all means go to it. Next exercise is sort of like what I was trying to accomplish with the wall slides and posturing the body or opening structures that might be tight or weak. So, groiner from here, flat foot, okay? Has to be flat. You can bounce up and down. That's 1, 2, 3. That's it, okay? It's more of a stretch. Now, it's funny, I'm not even done this full workout for real. Take this, okay, you want a mat, you can lay on the ground if it's in your living room. Doesn't much matter, it's just to be more comfortable with the mat. Lying hyperextensions with a pull down. I'll show you one very subtle cue with this. If you tend to have already a big arch in your lower back, when you do this exercise, don't raise your feet. I don't need you super arched, okay? Personally, I already have lordosis, I already have a pretty strong lower back curvature. Me doing Supermans or hyperextension is going to make the pod worse. But it's not a bad idea to target and strengthen your lower back. Let's just find a better way of doing it. So, what I mean by that, instead of doing the traditional hyperextension, you know, the traditional Superman, I'm going to add some upper back into this as well, okay? If your lower back is not super curved, I want you to do the full version. Now look at this curve in my back, okay? It's a huge curve. If I already have lordosis or some other lower back issues, it's probably not a great idea to put that kind of curvature in my back. The spine wasn't designed for that. Not repetitively anyway. So instead I'm going to keep my toes down. I'm still going to do the pull down motion. I'm still going to lift the chest off my ground. I'm still looking down on the ground and I want to crank my neck. Okay, I'm there instead of there. Toes stay down. Don't look up, look down. Okay? That way you feel a lot more of the lats and a lot less of the lower back, which again is a posture base. Okay? Next one after that is a sprinter sit-up, so we're definitely going into the abs. Sprinter sit-up because treat it like a gun going off. Bang, I'm up. I'm back down. Bang, I'm up. If you can remember to go a little cross body, kind of like a bicycle crunch, do that. But notice how I'm pausing up here. I need to come up enough that I'm paused. If you look at my posture, I'm also not like this, I'm very tall. Bang, lift the chest. I'm tall. Try to remember that with your spinner sit-ups. Next one, very unique, okay? Again, this is for ladies, so I have to keep in mind that the shoulder, generally not the strongest area of the body for most women. If you go to do a side plank, okay, it's a good exercise. Most ladies, their obliques will way outlast their shoulders. Okay? So, this is from my man, Nick Tuminello. Props to him for this one. Let's just remove the arm. What you're going to need, okay, if you're doing this at home, coffee table, maybe a couch might be a better idea. The higher this is, the harder it is. So something to think about. This one I want you doing for time, so you should try to do it for 45 seconds to 1 minute. If you can last 1 minute, awesome. Go to the other side, try to last 1 minute. Okay, so I'm going to show you from both sides. I'm going to lay with my side of my shoe, or the side of my foot on this step. Something to note is I don't want to be here, because when I go up, I'm going to be putting all that pressure on this side of my leg. Okay? If anything, I actually want my ankle joints off. Okay? So my ankle joint, like where the shoe is, I want that off the step. I don't want to be pushing into my ankle joint, I want to be pushing to the side of my foot. Now, if a side plank is here, and I was just to remove my arm, okay, so on the side of my shoulder, I'm going to cross like this, like I'm in a coffin, because it's going to feel like that. I'm just going to go there. Okay, now here's the difference. when I'm pushing from my feet to lift my hips, right? I'm digging my feet into the step to lift my hip. I'm getting a little bit more of this side hip and the oblique. When I'm digging from my arm into my oblique, I'm feeling it more on the shoulder. And this is why, ladies, you need to try this no arm side plank. I know it looks funny. On the side, body very long, hip bridge, head relaxed. Notice my head is in line, the rest of my spine, and I very much feel this oblique. Okay, my side is just screaming at me. I'm gonna breathe. I'm trying to relax in this posture. I don't want to roll forward or bunch. I want to be very tall, very long. I'm holding that for 45 seconds. Okay, let me show you the back side of that. Again, ankle joint is off, not on. I don't care if you're using a couch, whatever else. Ankle joint is on. Cross the arms, very long in the body. That one's a 45-second hold. The next one is a V-sit, or not technically a V-sit, it's a V-sit with a bent knee, okay? Remember that sprinter sit-up, that position I finished in? That's one of the hardest core postures to hold, okay? Some yoga people can do a V-sit with their back straight and their feet straight. I'm not that flexible. Okay. Before your feet leave the ground, chest is perky. This is gonna hurt your lower back. Your abs are not gonna fire properly. It's gonna be your hip flexors and your lower back. Lift. If you can only hold this for 45 seconds to a minute, that's fine. If that's where you're at, that's where you're at. If I can lift one leg, I'll lift one leg. If I can lift two, okay, and hold that, I'm gonna hold two. Okay, again, I can always downgrade during that 45 seconds. I can always downgrade again. I can always downgrade even more if I had to, but I'm lifting, which is very deep in my core, okay? So crunches are okay. Anything that braces is how that stomach's gonna really suck in. January girls want that. So I'm gonna flip this over to Tara. We're gonna do this for time. She's gonna do one round and we're gonna see what happens. You look, yeah, I'll grab the timer. Looks like fun, right? Yeah. See, this is the problem with being the personal trainer's girlfriend. You get tortured this way. Okay, so first one's first. Jumping jacks. Now she's going 80. Let's do that count where you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. And let's go.